At the end of this video, you're going to learn how to fine-tune and add finishing touches to your video so you can have the best video possible. Hey everyone, it's JJ from Filmora here to empower your inner video creator. After your first edit, you can hit the export button and publish it for all of your viewers. But you shouldn't, although you may think your first edit is flawless. I can assure you there's a few techniques and revisions that you can apply to your videos. These revisions are going to give you a more polished look that you can be proud of. Here's what you need to know to fine-tune your videos in Filmora9. Let's go. One of the first things I do when I fine-tune a video is to decide whether I want to add text or titles. When used properly, text can really add to your video to help communicate what's going on to the viewer. For travel videos, it's a great way to establish a setting, such as Vancouver. Filmora9 comes with many pre-made titles, but I wanted something a little more flashy. So I checked the effects library on film stocks and got the Travel Life Pack. To add a title, go up to the Title tab and find the one that you'd like to use. Click and drag the title onto your timeline. To change or edit the title, double-click in the timeline and the Text Option tab will appear. Here you can change the font style, color, position, and more. To edit your title, double-click the portion of the text you want to change in the preview window and type out what you want. When it's good to go, click OK, play it back in your timeline and see your changes. There are other ways you can apply titles, such as a lower third. When it comes to picking which style of title to use, I feel a title of the entire video should be a standard title. But when it comes to a location, a lower third looks best. Experiment with what you feel is right, and I'm sure your titles will look awesome. As you refine your video, you will discover that certain cuts might not work like you expected. We noticed that some of our cuts needed a little bit more pizzazz, such as the aquarium scene when we go from different attractions such as the jellyfish to the turtle. In order to get those transitions, we added the ones available in Filmora9 and some of the transitions that I got in the same travel pack that I got the titles from. It's hard to anticipate every transition while filming, and even if we did, the editing process might require us to adjust. So these built-in transitions can really take your video to the next level. To add a transition, it's very easy. Just go up to the Transition tab and take a look at the wide variety of transitions available to you. You can preview them by double-clicking and watching them in the preview window. To add one, just find which one you like and drag and drop it between two clips. Very easy, right? Although transitions are used between clips, our intention was also to use transitions to segment between scenes. So if you look closely, we did this throughout the video. We used some transitions for pacing and others to cut from one scene or location to another. For example, our cut from the night market back to the beach would not be the same without our bubble transition. We picked this transition because of what was happening in the scene, but also as a conclusion to the night market scene. Speed ramping is when you adjust or manipulate the speed of your footage to either speed up or slow down in specific parts of a clip. Speed ramping is particularly effective with videos that have a lot of action and also are great for travel footage to help the pacing of your video. For example, if you slow down an action clip, you give the audience time to take in the moment of action, almost like you're slowing down time to take in the details. In our travel vlog, we did this with the aquarium shot at the sea lion habitat. If you notice, as the camera moves into the shot, we slow down the video to when the sea lion swims across the screen. For a great speed ramp, it's best to shoot your video in slow motion and then adjust the speed in Filmora9. For our speed ramp, we shot our footage at 60 frames per second. In order to get a smooth slow motion, we adjusted the speed of our 60 frame per second clip into a 24 frames per second clip. But how do you do that? Well, in order for you to figure out how much you need to slow it down by, you'd need to do a little bit of math. The formula is the frames per second you want divided by the frames per second you shot at. So for us, since we want 24 frames per second, we will divide it by 60 frames per second, which equals to 0.4. The answer, 0.4, is the amount that we slowed our clip down to in Filmora9. To do this in Filmora9, select the clip you want to speed ramp. Play the clip and find the section of the clip you want to have slowed down. Now split the clip at the moment you want the video to be in slow motion. Now scrub through and find where you want the slow motion speed ramp to end and make a cut. Now since you have the portion of the video you want in slow motion, select it and then click on the Adjust Speed tool. Then Custom Speed. Take the speed bar and set it to 0.4. Now remember, this number will be different depending on the frames per second you want and what you shot at. This number will only work if you want 60 frames per second to look like 24 frames per second. If you're ready to go, then click OK. This section should now be in slow motion. Let's play it back, and there you have it. Speed ramped clip. Color correction or grading is a common practice to give your videos an extra level of professionalism. There are various ways to apply color grading, such as stylistically, to help create a mood, or to help fix the exposure or white balance. When you have your edit all together and are almost done, that's when I suggest that you start doing some color correction and color grading. The reason why you want to do it when you're almost done or when you have a picture lock is because during revisions, you might want to add or take away some footage. To do some color correction and grading in Filmora 9, go up to the Advanced Color tool. When selected, a window will pop up. In this window, you can use presets or adjust the color on your own. On the left side of this window are the tools and presets you can use. On the right is where you can preview the changes to the clips you have made. The changes you make in this window will only be applied to the clip you selected, not the entire timeline. So if you want to make these changes to multiple clips, you're going to have to do the process to each one of them individually. To give you an example of what we did in this video, I'll color grade this clip of us in this colorful alley. At first glance, it's pretty dull. So let's check if there's any presets we can use. There are a lot of presets that could work depending on the style you want, but I want something that's a little more simple and vibrant. There are a lot that are here that are a little more moody than I would prefer, but the boost color one is exactly what I want, so I'm gonna pick that one. Now since the color is where I want it to be, I'm going to make some minor changes like the exposure, such as increasing and decreasing it. In this case, I'm gonna increase it and make the color temperature just a little bit warmer. As you can tell, I'm only doing minor tweaks. Since we shot on DSLRs, we can't adjust this footage too much. If you do, the footage will start to break down in quality, so if you're shooting with a DSLR or on your smartphone, don't go too crazy with color correction and color grading. Sound effects are a great way to bring your audience into the video and give them a more immersive experience. We use sound effects whenever there was a unique environment that we wanted to highlight. For example, we really wanted to capture the natural environment of the beach and the forest. We used the sounds of the waves crashing onto the shore and the sounds of birds when we were at the Capilano Suspension Bridge. Adding this really captures the sensation of being at the location. The sound we use is from the sound effects library in Filmora 9, as well as the sound that we captured on camera on location. We also have a sound effects pack, which I will link in the description box below. Adding sound doesn't take a lot of work, but I really like the way sound effects can really add to the atmosphere and the depth of a video. We did little in terms of editing the sound in Filmora 9. All we did was adjust the level so it didn't interfere too much with the dialogue or the music. We also just faded in and out as needed. You can simply fade in and out of audio using the fade in and out options in the audio setting or by adding and adjusting audio keyframes. Alright, so now that your video is done, it's time to export it, which is pretty straightforward, but I'm going to show you how to do it in Filmora 9. At the very top in the middle of the interface is the export button. Click the button and a window will pop up. In this window, you'll name your video, choose where you want to save it to, and select the resolution. For the file format, I usually choose MP4, as it's the best codec for uploading to YouTube. When it comes to resolution, I usually choose the resolution in which my smallest clip is. In this case, it's 1080p. Why? Because the image of a 4K resolution video will look better downscaled than an image of a 1080p video upscaled. Once you're ready and have your file name and know where you want to save it, click Export, and your video will start exporting. Something to consider when fine-tuning your video is asking for feedback. It's not a bad idea to ask someone to watch your work and see what they think about it. Try to ask someone who can give you constructive feedback, even if it's not the friendliest feedback. If you don't have anyone to ask, that's okay. If you're comfortable with sharing what you have created, then feel free to do so. But I suggest keeping the comment section of your video open so you can review what you can potentially improve and see what people liked and didn't like about your video. But this isn't me listening to the haters or trolls. Take all the comments and feedback with a grain of salt and only apply the ones that you know that is going to help you as a creator. Because whatever you create should be for your own passion and enjoyment first. And that's it for the travel vlog series. We hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot. If there's another series that you want us to try, let us know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!